Okay, our Coors Light pole winner for Sunday's 15th annual Ford EcoBoost 400 season finale here at Homestead Miami Speedway is Matt Kenseth. He drives the number $20 General Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. This is his third pole in 2013, his first pole at Homestead Miami, and this is his 11th career pole. At a lap time of 30.394 seconds, which translates 177.667 miles per hour. Matt Kenseth, congratulations. Talk about, obviously this is something that you wanted to do in your quest to win that championship Sunday. So just how important you think this will play, at least at the beginning of the race when you're starting up front?
Well, I've really been thinking about is I was wondering why you moved the podium from over there to over there since yesterday.
We just try to mix things up here. Trust me, it's been one of those days.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm always surprised when we're on the pole, and I haven't been surprised very many times in my career. So qualifying's not usually obviously my strong suit. So today Jason had a plan, and I didn't like it. He wanted to work on qualifying the whole time, and I typically just don't like that. So I think I had him frustrated by the end of practice. I think I missed every corner of every mock-up run that I made. So he did a really spectacular job today of helping me and pointing some things out and making adjustments to the car to make it do what we needed it to do. So he did a really good job, way better job than I did today, and he executed the plan good, made the right adjustments, and we got the lap. Got the pole in the pit selection. So it was obviously a successful start to our weekend.
Questions for Matt? If you have one, raise your hand, please. Questions? Let's go to Lewis, Jenna, and Bob.
How about the push-to-talk things?
Lewis
they're gone, too.
Louis Frank of Speed Week. If there's rain tomorrow, are you concerned that you spent so much time on qualifying setups today?
Nah, we tested here whenever it was, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I think we ran, I don't know, felt like 1,000 miles, so we probably ran 300 or 400 miles, and got a lot of stuff to look at. So now that doesn't really concern me. If we went to test it here, I'd say yeah, a little bit, but not really. We ran a lot. Kyle ran a lot. Denny ran a lot. We got a lot of stuff to look at. So I hope it doesn't rain. I hope we can go run tomorrow, but we do have plenty to look at where I'm pretty confident they get it close.
We'll go to Jenna and then to Bob and then to Nate.
Jennifer, AP. Matt, is the pole run today, is it a morale booster or anything like that after last week? Can it do anything to lift the team, or is that not needed?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think more than morale, probably a confidence booster. I think when your cars are fast and they do what you want. I know at least from my standpoint, it's and I've been really spoiled all year. But when you go out and you have a couple runs and the car doesn't do what you want, it doesn't respond to changes and all that, you start getting frustrated. You try to act like you're not frustrated, but you start to get frustrated. So. And when things go right, it's the opposite. I think it lifts your spirits a little bit. It gives you more confidence and all that. So, so for sure. I mean, the thing is, Jimmy's so far ahead that even if he does have a problem, we need to be in the front to be able to capitalize on that if he does have something go wrong. So this is a good start to that. It'll hopefully get you a bonus point right away. You have the best pit stall. That seems to be an advantage, usually every week. So I think it's important. I think we need to be up front and try to try to lead this thing as much as we can and be in that mix at the end.
Let's go to Bob and then to Nate.
Bob Hockress, Sporting News. Do you feel confident you have a car that can win the race on Sunday and take advantage of any misfortune if Jimmy has it?
I can't honestly answer that question until after practice is over tomorrow. I've never. It's just kind of who I am, I guess. But I don't know if I've ever got done and been like, okay, I'm super confident we're going to go win the race. I mean, these things are just too hard to win. I mean, I've got done with practice before and been like, yeah, it drives as good as I think we can get it to drive, and I think it's capable. But you never take these things for granted. You're never like, oh yeah, we're going to do it. I mean, you try to go in with the attitude that you can and you're capable and you have the equipment and all that stuff. But anyway, until we get out in race trim tomorrow and get out there with all the rest of the cars and see what this car drives like, this isn't one of the cars that we tested. So when we get back and see how it drives, see how it reacts to changes, in race trim, things like that, you'll have, I think, a better idea.
Let's go to Nate and then to Kenny.
Nate Ryan, USA Today Sports. Following up a little bit on Jenna's question, Matt. there was a lot of, it seemed like relief and high fives in the pits there after you guys won the after you won the pole. After a performance like you had at Phoenix, and what the team endured there, how does it help, I guess, or did you need something like this to kind of rebound a little bit and just feel, make the team feel good about itself again?
Yeah, I mean, I really can't speak for my team members. I think they feel good about themselves and they know what we've accomplished this year and all that. But certainly, I think Phoenix, takes a little bit of wind out of your sails. I mean, the season's been so good, and we led a lot of the chase, and when you have a day like that, and all of a sudden, 3 weeks ago we're leading the points, and now you go into the last race with a very slim shot at it, and you need a lot of help to make it happen. Certainly, that's going to take a little wind out of your sails. So yeah, I think coming back down here and sitting on a pole was a great confidence booster, and I think everybody's motivated, everybody's fired up, but yeah, it doesn't hurt. It always builds confidence when you run good.
We'll go to Kenny, and then we'll go back in the corner to Pete, and this gentleman right here.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Matt, why the reluctance on your part to focus on qualifying setup?
Well, I don't mind focusing on it, and it was a good plan. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just goes back to frustration. So you start practice, and typically that's the best the tracks is, especially here today when it's cloudy and continues to get hotter. You get a limited amount of set of tires for the weekend, so you got to start doing 2 and 3 runs in the same tires, do qualifying trim, and the track is slowing down. Every time you go out on tires, they slow down, and it's easy to look at the scoreboard. When we're in race trim, I don't really look at the scoreboard. I'm looking for a feel, and we keep working on stuff until I get that feel. And it's driving like you want it to drive, and I don't even care how fast it is. If it's driving good, you kind of have that feel in race trim. But qualifying trim is different, because you're looking at the board, and because it's everybody's one lap speed, and that's all that matters. And I just do that for an hour and a half, and every time I went out, I went slower, and I think the harder I would try, the slower I would go, and I was just frustrated by the end because I was just doing a terrible job. So I typically, and it was a good plan for here because we did test, but typically I just like to come and run a little bit in race trim and kind of get a feel for the car and get acclimated with the track again, and make 1 or 2 runs in race trim so you have something to look at, for Saturday's practice, and then just go do a couple qualifying runs and qualify. So obviously that's why Jason's the crew chief and I'm the driver, because he had a good plan.
Let's go to the far corner over there to Pete.
Pete Pistone from MRN.com. Matt, you're talking specifically about the car here at Homestead, but I'm kind of curious, overall with the Gen 6 car, from the start of the year to now, how much has it changed? How much has it evolved in your mind?
Well, I don't think the car has really evolved at all because they really haven't made any rules changes. I mean, I think setups always change, and people, even though the rules are so tight, people will still get onto something here, and then everybody's trying to catch up and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, there's some different things that we're doing with it, than we were in the beginning of the year. But our stuff was just so fast right out of the gate. I mean, our cars were really fast. JGR, I think, did a amazing job of getting the Gen 6 car ready and coming out of the gate really, really strong. So we knew eventually they were going to catch up, and typically the way it works in this sport, they pass you for a little while, and then you try to, hopefully get another side of that. So, I think you're always improving them, but I don't think the car itself has really changed that much. But I think everybody, certainly understands it better than they did 6 months ago.
Go ahead, right there in the middle. Go ahead, sir.
Rich Iceland with Inside Track. Matt, it seems like the last couple of weeks especially, you almost have to be on an emotional roller coaster. How do you deal with it on your own when you're not actually racing?
It really hasn't been that bad. I mean, yeah, I mean, like that touched on. I mean, after Phoenix, certainly it, when you go in a 2.5 week span or whatever from leading the points to being, pretty much out of it, unless something crazy happens. I mean, yeah, it takes the wind out of your sails a little bit. But I think if you sit back and look at the big picture and what we've accomplished this year, I think it's been pretty amazing. And the other thing is you could torment yourself over things you should have done different, should have done better, or whatever, and look back through the chase, and you can go do all that, but it's not constructive at all. And left Phoenix knowing I did everything that I could possibly do, So anyway, I mean, yeah, you can get emotional about it, and you can get bummed out about it, look back through stuff and, you know, torment yourself and should have done this better and you suck and all that kind of stuff, but it's not constructive. So I think you look to see what's going to help you succeed this week and, you know, go through that race when it was over and, you know, try to figure out what we should have done different, all that stuff, get that all done, and got done with that Tuesday at 2 o'clock and, you know, started working on Homestead and thinking about Homestead.
Well, no matter what, congratulations on a great year.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll take a question from Dwight, and then we'll finish over here to the left with Tom.
Dwight on RaceTech.com. Your sense of humor over the last couple of days has come out, and actually you've made a lot of people laugh at, you know, different situations. Does that sense of humor help you with the emotions that you was just talking about and the pressures that you have to deal with?
Well, first of all, thanks. That's the nicest thing anybody said to me all day, is that I have a sense of humor. I appreciate that. I think my jokes are funny, and I'm usually the only one. And I mean, everybody was just so serious here yesterday. You know, there were so many people in here. It was kind of making me nervous. They're all kind of glaring at you, so I just had to come up with something. I forgot the rest of the question, except for you thought that I was funny. That was the only part I really got out of it. But yeah, I mean, I've been in a good mood. What's not to be in a good mood about? I mean, this is the first time since I think '06 that we've had a mathematical chance to win a championship. I mean, statistically, it's been the best year of my career. I mean, things are pretty good.
Finish over here far left with Tom. Go ahead.
Hey, Matt. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com.
What's up, Tom? I see you over there.
Last lap for me, too, bud.
All right.
So congratulations. You know, these mile-and-a-half tracks, you hear a lot of guys talk about the drama in the car, and it was scary fast, and they were holding on for dear life.
Who said that?
Guys at other mile-and-a-half tracks.
Okay. I was just wondering because I don't want to be next to him.
You are a funny guy, you know that. You seem so calm. Was there any drama to your lap at all, or did it just go out and hook up and it was fine?
Well, actually, I was trying too hard, I think, all day and pretty much missed all the corners. So I really just slowed everything down a little bit and let the car work. And the car had plenty of speed, and I just needed to not ruin it by trying to go too fast. So this track is really unique. You know, I know we all compare the mile-and-a-half tracks, but this is there isn't a track anything like this, you know, on the series, and it's getting pretty wore out, which is a good thing. And you know, that groove gets moved so high, and you can move all over. So it's fun. I mean, even qualifying's, you know, interesting and challenging to watch all the different lines on the racetrack, and you know, where everybody's running to try to get the most out of their car, and if they set up for that particular line and stuff. So it's a really fun racetrack. It's really slick. It doesn't really drive like some of the real fast, grippy mile-and-a-halfs like Charlotte. You know what I mean? It drives probably more like a little bit flatter Atlanta or something. You know, it's just real slick, which I think makes it fun to drive, and I think it puts on a good race.